Hey there, welcome to Cool Life. I'm Tony. I'm so glad you joined me because I'm giddy like a little schoolgirl. I'm about ready to go into a lodge here in New Hampshire. This is St. James Lodge number 102, and it's the first time I've ever sat in a New Hampshire lodge, so I'm looking so forward to their degree work that they have here, or should I say their opening and closings is basically what I'm looking forward to, because they're not having a degree tonight. But hopefully they'll let me do a video when I get in there. As a matter of fact, if you're seeing this, hopefully I did get in. Because you've just entered the coolest life, Masonic edition. Good news, I made it upstairs. Look, like a lot of lodges, they have their past masters. They've got all the way up, and they actually got updated. This guy was just 2021, so obviously you don't put your current sitting master, because he's current sitting master, not a past master. So you shouldn't go up there unless you're a past master. And this is something they got going on. It's called Masonic Con. I thought that was interesting. I'm going to try to go to it, maybe get you some video. It's on June 4th. I just so happens I'm going to be in town then, so be looking for that video. I should have a video of that coming up soon. But they got a nice stairwell up here. Also, it's an interesting thing. This chandelier they had made by a local guy. And if you notice, there's 3 tiers to it. And there's 3, 5, and 7 on each tier. So you got 7 across the bottom. That's one of a kind. That's never seen one like that. It's very clean looking, but he pointed that out to me when I came in here, that it was a 3, 5, and 7. There's also another significance of 3, 5, and 7, but we'll get to that in a minute. I do have an Eastern Star chapter here. They've got an Eastern Star case, and they've got this in here. I don't know exactly why. It's like a somewhat of an altar, but it's pretty tall. I mean, it hits me at my waist, but it sits out here in the hallway. They've got a nice big foyer room here. They have this was handmade by a brother of this lodge. And so were some of the other items. And I think they got a preparation room here somewhere. That's our extra room. There's a preparation room here somewhere. I think it's on the other side. But I'm going to turn this around now as I walk through their main lodge entrance. Let me see if I can do this. Boom, there we are. So outside the door, they've got a knocker here. It's a little small, but it does the job. Not spring-loaded or anything. And there's a peephole. Ooh, I like the peepholes. Those are pretty neat. And here's the main lodge room. We just had a lodge meeting here. Normally I try to go beforehand, but lodge meeting. You've got the some displays they have here. And this was from a lodge that went dark at one time, and now they actually refounded it in another city, Rockingham Lodge. Got some nice touches. I like it's actually up on a step there, but the globe is the size you would find in a high school. It's a full-size globe. They're a little larger than a basketball. You don't see too many of those. Normally they're about a little smaller than a basketball. Of course, you got your deacon sitting here. I do like the chairs. Also, something interesting here. It's the first lodge I've seen here. You've got 5 steps here going up. And of course, you've got 7 down there. And he's got 3. So you got 3, 5, and 7 significance here. Also, they light these lights. A lot of lodges will have columns that they set here. And they'll raise the columns or lower the columns as needed, depending on if they're whatever they're doing at the time. But they actually have these, and they turn these on during their meeting. Senior Warden in the West. He also does not have a gavel. He's got, what is this thing called again?
A truncheon.
A truncheon. But he'll do all his, or he'll do it here. So he'll do everything that he needs to with that there. I saw I said, wow, they got a baton up there. What is that about? But interesting. It's just the neat things you find when you're going to different states. And also the woodwork they got up here is really in great condition. It's just a nice touch. All the chairs, I've got the Masonic logos on them. Got an organist, but not at this lodge. More than likely Eastern Star, as most Eastern Stars have some type of organist. All the chairs are in really good condition. They've got some of them got plates on them, as we've seen in some other lodges. Some lodges will put it, especially in wooden chairs, they'll put it back here. But normally you see it on the arm there. And they've also got 3 past Grand Masters for the state of New Hampshire that are from this lodge. So this is them. Actually, 2 of them we sat in lodge with today. There's a lot of lithographs they got going here. You can find all those online if you wanted to stare at some of those. Treasure. We've seen these voting boxes before. Yeah, those are a little different. But you see they got cubes and the white balls are almost like a brown ball. Most of the balls you see like this, they look like little pieces of marble. And you see that they've got the drawer here. Boy, those drawers are hard to open with one hand. I always like to show the ballot boxes, and they've got 2 of those here, just in case one ever got jammed up. And of course, again, this is the 7 steps you've got going on up here. Real interesting. They've also got the ashlar here. You see the rough ashlar is here, rough cut, and then you see over here where you've got the smooth one. We've seen in some of the lodges where they've got a really rough one, maybe in the south station, one that's been cut on a little bit more in the west, and one that's really nice and smooth here in the east. However, I will say most lodges will have a rough one and a smooth one up here in the east. But and this is a good size. This looks like it's a 1 foot by 1 foot square cube. So that's really a good size. Sometimes you see some that are half that size. Also, I don't think I've seen the your sand hourglass. You actually got it running now. And there's the G, which comes on. Now you see he doesn't have one of those. He's actually got a gavel up here. So that's to each his own how he wants to operate. He's also got a real little gavel back there. I asked him about that, if that was a traveling gavel, because normally if you see a traveling gavel, that's the size, but that one is not a traveling gavel. It actually belongs to the worshipful master. So, and we've got Secretary's desk over here. Secretary have a separate office? No, this is it, isn't it?
That's it here.
He's here.
When you were talking about the perfect ashlar,
Yes.
this is a lodge in New Jersey. And our first master, Robert Henry Danielson, was the master of that lodge in New Jersey. And when that lodge merged with another lodge, they gave him this at the Grand Lodge in New Jersey when he was Grand Master of New Hampshire.
Nice.
And so he brought home he went to Grand Lodge in New Jersey and come home with a piece of granite.
Oh, sure. These brothers here in these states, I guess you could say smaller states that you find up here in the Northeast, they tend to be able to visit across states a lot more. Can they sit in those offices? Probably not, because they don't know the work, as most brothers don't learn to work from other states unless they move there. But they do tend to cross-contaminate in a sense of the different things that they have in their lodges from state to state. So also this symbol here, we've seen this symbol up here in a lot of lodges. And I mentioned that in Florida, that symbol is pretty prevalent in every lodge that they have in Florida. It seems like every time I walked into a lodge, I saw that symbol
We're
somewhere.
required to have that by our Constitution.
Nice, nice. Yeah, okay, great. I'm going to check this junior warden's station here. Looks much like the others, and you see the steward's staffs on the side with the cornucopias are on both sides. Let me swap this back around. The altar, this would be the setting for any kind of degree work they may have. They would set the lesser lights up here, and you can see, like as I mentioned, some states there are different heights, but this one not so much. These are individually light up. Of course, that's got your Masonic logo. We have seen those before, and really like those. Some of the other lodges we've been through recently, you can see in other videos, they got the flicker lights, but they're not Masonic logos. I kind of prefer Masonic logos myself. And I mentioned in a lodge earlier today that this is the first time I've been into a lodge where you could actually see through the altar. Most of them are enclosed and they open up, but it's a real nice touch here. And I really appreciate these brothers letting me sit in lodge with them and do the investigation and everything. Stop. And right there. And so if you get a chance to come visit this lodge, you definitely want to. St. James Lodge here in the city is
Hampton, New Hampshire.
Hampton, New Hampshire. You come visit this brother here. He's our sitting master. And you can come visit with him, and they'll welcome with open arms. Definitely bring your dues card if you want to sit in the lodge. And also be ready to be challenged, because you will be challenged, because at least I hope so.
It will be.
I was. So you definitely want to do that. But be sure to like and subscribe to this video and check out our other Masonic videos when you get a chance. Anything you might want to add, Worship Master?
Nope, I think that you covered it pretty well for us.
So look, he's even got a Georgia logo on him, huh? Yeah, he does.
It's a real peach.
It's a real peach. Yeah, I gave him one. I try to give him something when I travel, whatever I've got. But so you get so many when you do travel. But I don't give away any that I get from a lodge that it's given to me. So those are mine. Those are from my collection. Although I'm not trying to collect any. But anyway, it happens. Be sure to like and subscribe. As I mentioned, share this with any Mason brothers that you know, or even non-Mason brothers. Maybe just pique their interest. You never know. But we'll let you go, because I'm just out here trying to live the coolest life, Masonic edition.